Hello. Welcome to the Little Fish Stitches podcast. My name is Megan, and I am the host of this podcast and the crafty person behind the Little Fish Stitches brand. That sounds weird to me, but it is what it is. It's a brand, literally. Even though it's very small. I'm rambly already. Shut up, Megan. Anyway, my name is Megan. I live in Washington State on the coast in a very small town called Aberdeen. And I live here with my husband and our 2 sons and our dog. My husband's name is Brian. My boys' names are James and Connor, and their age is 14 and 9. And Bella is 4-ish. And kind of crazy. And you might see her and or hear her because I am outside on my deck and she's running around in the backyard. And that mosquito just tried to get me. There she goes, barking at a car driving by. So this is my second attempt at doing this podcast. I tried last Saturday to do this podcast, and I went through the whole thing, all my whole spiel and everything, and you could hear all the construction work that was going on a couple lots over from mine. And it's like 1, 2, 3, at least 4 lots over from mine. And you could hear it all. It was loud, and they must be doing only weekend construction over there because this is Wednesday and there's no construction going on. So, all that to say, I'm recording this second time around. Yippee skippy. But I was too busy on Saturday to try to re-record in another place, and this week has been crazy. So, here I am, Wednesday afternoon. Today is July 11th, so 2018. Well, and my bangs being down makes my forehead hot. So, pardon me if I fan my forehead a little bit. Alright, so, let's see here. I just want to say thank you to all of my... Thank you to all my returning viewers. I appreciate you coming back again. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of a wait. I'll explain more about that in life stuff. And to all of you new viewers, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy what you find, and if not, great. There are so many knitting podcasts out there that I'm sure you'll find something to your taste. So anyway, thank you for being here. I really do enjoy doing this, and so I'm so happy to be back again. So let's get into it. My first thing is I have an announcement. It's a shop-related announcement. I and Jen of the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company are collaborating on a advent calendar. So I don't have the exact release date yet. Excuse me. But it's going to be sometime late July. So be looking for an announcement on Instagram and my Etsy shop about when that will be released. So it's going to be, ooh, breezy. It's going to be a good, there goes I need to weigh down my notes. Guys, I wrote notes. It's kind of crazy. Because when I did my last episode, it was not good. I definitely need notes. Okay, so, Advent Calendar with Jen of Perfect Stitch Fiber Company. So you'll be able to purchase the Advent Calendar either in my shop or her shop, and you will get half yarns dyed by her, half yarns dyed by me, a full skein dyed by her, and something that I have sewn. So, and actually I just literally got the fabric for this particular project in the mail today. So I'm excited. So yes, we are going to be doing mini skeins, 20-gram mini skeins, and some other fun goodies in there. So just keep your eye out, and I will definitely keep you all informed as to when that will happen. So, without further ado, I have an FO. Now, I've had this FO for over a month now, because it's been 1 month since my son's birthday. And my FO is that ginormous black, teal, and gray striped blanket that I made for him. So it's not out here because it is too enormous. But I will insert pictures here. This is the large cabled, or the reversible cable chunky something blanket. Anyway, I have a project on my Ravelry for the one that I did on my bed, which is a solid gray one. But it's the same pattern. I just had adjusted the one for my bed to be queen size rather than throw size. So, reversible cabled chunky throw. That's what it's called. Yeah, so, pictures of blanket and said son that blanket is for. Haha, there you go. Alright, that is my only FO. I guess I need to get into whips, but I'm thinking I forgot something in the house. Crap, I forgot something in the house. Yeah! Okay, well, I will just talk about it and then maybe throw in some photos later because I don't feel like stopping the video and going and getting it. Because I'm lazy like that. Alright, my first work in progress is my Tegna, or Tenya, however you say that. It should be done by now, but I ran out of yarn. I can't talk. Yarn. I ran out of yarn. And the color that I need won't be in stock on Knit Picks until the 20th of July, which is 9 days from now. So, I'm going to have to make another I can't talk. I was going to say It Picks. Another Knit Picks order. Don't really want to, but I'm going to need to if I intend on finishing this version of the Tegna. That one with the lacy edge and short sleeves, bell-shaped. There you go. Okay, so that is, shoulders are seamed. Everything's ready for sleeves. I just need to actually knit some sleeves. I do have enough white that I could knit sleeves, and I tried that, and it just looked dumb. I do not want white sleeves on it, even though I have the white stripes in it. I do want more of the urchin colored purple that I use for the majority of the body. So there's that. And then socks. Okay, so I'm looking. I have so much stuff on the table here because it's been too long since I've done the podcast. All right, I know I had it. There it is. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so in my cute little TARDIS bag that I got from my last wool swap is a pair of Hermione's Everyday Socks. And this is being knit in Lemonade Shop. I don't remember. Something to do with Lucky Charms or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But it's this bright green with little rainbow blips in it. And it's improvised to be toe up. And it's 64 stitch count. And obviously you can see I have a heel. This is where I was last time I showed it. So I haven't worked on, no, actually I was more like down here somewhere. This is where I needed to start prepping for my heel. I do a little mini gusset. And apparently there's a heel out there called the New Depths heel that basically is the same thing. But I figured that out on my own. I didn't need a pattern to do it. So, mini gusset. I hope you can see that. It's about 4 stitches wide. And then I do the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I just do until there's 10 stitches. Because in the center, if you know the pattern, you'll know why I'm saying that. That seems to fit my heel the best. Although this particular pair of socks is not for me. It is for my employer, who I had given her a pair of socks that I had knit for Christmas. Turns out they were too tight, so what she chose to do was give them to her mom for her mom's birthday, which was just like last month, I think. And then she's paying me to make her a pair. So this is, in a weird roundabout way, her mother's birthday gift. So anyway, so yes, this is sock 1. I need to get my butt in gear, but I've had other priorities. So anyway, I took this with me today to my hair appointment. Nice fresh purple hair. Nice dye stains. Ha! Yes, I like to be real with y'all. I got to clean the edges of my hair up when I take a shower later. So, so I create that mini gusset, and then I just decrease every other round afterwards until I am back to my normal stitch count. So that is that. Lemonade Shop, Hermione's Everyday Socks. Whew, I need a fan on me at all times. It just makes my hair look super cute. Okay, Brittany does awesome with my hair, so she curled it after today. Wow, you can really see the dye stains. Yikes. Okay, so that is that. That is Hermione's Everyday Sock 1. So, that is not my only Hermione's Everyday Sock. Living in yet another Doctor Who bag. This one is by Fate's Thread. And it's just a little drawstring bag with the tattoo style companions on it. So, souffle girl. This is, I'm knitting it in my Two Sisters Yarn Co. in the Make It Pop self-striping colorway. And here is sock 1 done. And I used one of the minis from my little set that I got in my last swap for the heels, toes, cuffs. So this is the Make It Pop color by Two Sisters Yarn Co. And I have a toe for sock number 2. So, and this is a little macaroon, rainbow macaroon. I can't tell if, like, trying to look the wrong way. Here we go. Focus, focus. Do you ever focus? You don't ever focus. Nope. Anyway, you can see the little rainbow though. And it's like white with little rainbowy speckles on it. This is Little Bitty Delights on Instagram. So, that is my second Hermione's Everyday Sock. I will do one more sock, although it is not a Hermione's Everyday Sock. Shocking. It is in my, that crafty little fox, like, rock bag. Jewels, rocks, crystals, whatever you want to call this bag. I like it. It's one of my favorites. And this is my... I haven't made much progress on this because I've been too distracted by other projects. In fact, it looks like I've put about 4 rows on it maybe since last time I showed you guys. And it's all wonky on the needles at this point because my decreases are kind of funny. But it's still here. I am eventually going to finish it. So this black and pink colorway is a one-of-a-kind from Dye for Knitting. And the minty green colorway is my, what do you call this colorway again, Megan? Happy-Go-Lucky. That's my Happy-Go-Lucky colorway. And, yeah, here's the Dye for Knitting colorway. Ooh, I have the tag in here. I wonder if it says M80. Apparently that's what it's called. M80. I can see that. Sure, why not? So anyway, yeah, I've done like 4 rows. I need to get back to working on these. So that is my last sock whip. Alright, let's see here. I tossed that one in the hammock. And now, I will pull out something you guys haven't seen in a while. Try to rearrange things a little. Living in this That Crafty Little Fox project bag. It's the Sunset Highway sweater. that I bet you all wondered if I was ever going to get around to working on again. Ta-da! Yes, I am going to finish this thing. So I would say the last time I actually showed it on the podcast, I had just a couple inches. I need to hold this up a little higher. I had just a couple inches done on the body past the split for the sleeves. And now I've gotten this far, and I'm probably gonna regret not alternating skeins, but at this point I kind of don't care. So as long, I don't know, I really cannot imagine tearing it back at this point. This thing has been on the needles for almost a year. I need to finish it. And if tearing back happens, it's not going to get finished. That's all I have to say about that. But anyway, so this dark blue is Jorstad Creek. Can't remember the name of the color, but it's from Jorstad Creek, which is a local to me indie dyer. And then this light greenish blue is actually Malabrigo Water Green, which is one of my favorite colorways ever, as you should know by now if you watch my podcast at all. And then this olive green is, oh gosh, like something to do about fish scales or mermaid scales or something like that. And it's Natural Star Yarns, I think, that I got in my very first wool swap package last year. And then this light colored speckle is, oh, what do you want to, I think it's Plymouth. Something to do with spices, and I can't remember the exact name of it. But I will try to find my other one that has the tag on it still and put the info in when I do my show notes. So I am making progress on it. So, ta-da, that's that one. Alright. Next whip. What am I? Okay, I'll show you. What are you doing, Bella? She's over here, sniffing my arm, walking on my project bags. There. And you can't walk on it. It's in the hammock. Okay, so in one of my own project bags that I love, this is one of my favorites, and it's one of a kind. I mean, at least for fabric choices, because this was one of my earliest of this style bag, is my Slade cardigan that I am making for my husband. Super exciting! Right now, I just have to work stockinette for like a mile, or more like 18 inches or something like that. Anyway, so I have this, my cute little ice cream waffle from Simply Serving. And this is Blue Sky Fibers in the Midnight Sky color, I think. You probably can't see it here, but it's just got it looks black for the most part, but then you look at it close, and it's actually like really dark navy or blue mixed with black or something. Anyway, I like it. And it's nice soft yarn. So eventually I will get around to working on this again, but again, like I've said, I've been distracted with one particular project that I will show you finally. It's the one I was working on last time, I think, but I couldn't talk about it because it's a gift for somebody whose birthday was just yesterday, Sarah. Anyway, I'm almost done with it, and I really doubt she's going to watch the podcast before she gets the gift, so I will show it. And it's not actually a gift from me, other than the fact that I'm not charging for the knitting. My brother-in-law commissioned this particular gift. So, Slade Cardigan by Michelle Long. Not exciting at the moment, but there. And some progress made on it, so. Alright. This one is a whip that you have not seen yet. This is I'm not quite sure how to say this. Is it Dischain or Ditchain or something like that? It's a pattern for Quince & Co. by Layla Rabe. And I am knitting this in, where is it? Bernat Softy Baby Cotton. I stole it from my stash of baby yarns. And I don't care, because I like it. It's 60% cotton and 40% acrylic, but it's so soft and drapey that I don't care that it's acrylic. So this is the back. It does not look like much. It's just a gigantic rectangle of yarn. Stockinette flat.
Can you go on my bike?
Yes, you may go on your bike. So, and this little stitch marker here, this is just one day's knitting from that stitch marker to live stitches. And the you can see the little stitch markers there. They're marking where, how many repeats of the lace that's done on the front. So, not very exciting, but this is just the back. The front is completed, and it took me a whopping 3 days. Wow, it's windy. Oops, upside down. So this is the front, and this is quite obviously a drop shoulder, loose, baggy crop kind of thing going on. This should be a finished object by the next time I podcast. I certainly hope so. If it's not, I'm going to kick myself. But anyway, this is the disc chain. Hi, I can see you through the lace. Okay, I'm a dork. I feel like a little kid looking through fabric. Have you ever done that? Anyway, whatever. There it is. It's the front piece. And then I'm going to have to seam it and put some sleeves on it, and it'll be done. And guess what? That is living in that crafty little fox project bag. Alright, now, this is the project I was talking about that is a gift for my sister. I'm going to reach over here. It's almost behind the camera. And this is living in an Old Navy tote bag, or shopping bag, whatever you want to call these things. And this is the 4th Doctor scarf. If you are a fan of Doctor Who, you probably know what I'm talking about. And you also know what an insane project this is. Alright, so. Da-da-da-da. 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 Oh, and look, more. And then there's more. And then there's more. And then there's, oh, look, there's the end. Okay, so, I'm 5'2". This thing is, I'm scooching back, trying to stand up. You're just going to see, like, chest level of me at the moment, but, okay. So, I'm going to put it around my neck. The cast on edge is on the ground at the moment. I've got a good 18 inches-ish hanging down after my neck. So this is going to be not quite drag on the ground like the Doctor Who 4th Doctor scarf is, but that's not really practical. Not that the Doctor's practical or anything, but anyway, my sister and I, as you know by now, are very much Doctor Who fans. And so my brother-in-law really wanted this for my sister. So you probably won't see finished object photos unless I take a picture of my sister with it. But, okay, let me scoot my chair closer. There, I'm back. Okay. Whew, yeah. So, you're probably not going to see that on the podcast again, just because it has to go to my sister. Probably on Thursday or Friday this week. So yeah. It's a lot of garter stitch back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm getting really fed up with working on it. But that's how those kind of things go. It's a obligation knitting / boring knitting equals grumpy Megan when it comes to those kind of projects. But because I love my sister and my brother-in-law, I said I would do it. So there you go, Sarah. This is what I'm drinking. Can you read the label? Probably not. Coffee. Okay, so other types of finished objects. Yarn. I dyed some yarn. I've been dyeing a lot more in the last couple weeks, but this is more to get in colors that I am going to be making for the advent calendar, because I need to have 12 new colors, which is going to be interesting but fun, and I'm enjoying it. But at the same time, I decided I also want to knit a new Tegna, that one, you know. So I decided to knit, or to dye some. I have a stash of undyed alpaca, silk, and linen blend yarn that I'm going to be making myself my next Tegna out of. And this is my new color that I'm going to be using. So this is probably not going to be one that ends up in the advent calendar, but it will end up in my shop. And I am so happy with it. I love it. And I can't wait to start working on my next Tegna. So this is going to be super soft and drapey, and I just think it's so pretty. I love the color. Makes me happy. It matches my hair, which is important, of course. And my dad was, oops, there's a little piece of sawdust on it, because outdoors, you know. My dad was here yesterday fixing my hammock because my youngest spun around in it until the bolt fell out of the ceiling. So we had to take the whole thing down, the whole contraption down. Anyway, this was up drying yesterday, and I was showing it to my dad, and he's like, "Ooh, I like that," which is unusual for my dad. So that is that. And then I have a bunch of minis here that I wish I could show you, but, well, I mean, I am going to show you because they did end up on Instagram, so let me pull them all together here, make sure I've got one of each kind. So these are the minis that are on Instagram. Now, these may or may not end up being what we use in the advent calendar, but this is one that I dyed. And this is one that Lacey of the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company dyed. I said that again. Lacey of the Knitted Cupcake. Oh, when I was doing my attempt that I did not actually use, I said that. The same thing. Lacey of the Knitted Cupcake, not the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company. Anyway, and then this is one that I did, and it didn't quite come out how I wanted, so that's alright. It was my own fault. I knew what I did wrong. And then this is one that Jen did, and she says this didn't come out like she wanted, but I like it anyway. And Jen of the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company, that's what I'm talking about this time. And then this one. And then this one. Those were all Jen's. So we had a load of laughs and fun having a dye day together a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so let's see here. I need to tell you about acquisitions. Okay, so most recent first, I guess, because they're sitting right here. I went to A Needle Runs Through It on Etsy and got some of her little lightweight wood stamped or wood burned Gilmore Girls stitch markers. So I've got one that says Luke's, and one that's a cup of coffee, and one that says Gilmore Girls, and one that says Stars Hollow, founded 1779, and one that says the Dragonfly Inn, plus a couple little, with just little beads on them. And as a little kind of thank you gift, she included a little freebie that says all you knit is love. I know it's probably blurry and you can't see it very well. So that was cute. I almost threw it away. I was going to put the package in the trash, and I'm like, what is this? I feel something else in here. What is this? I'm glad I didn't throw it away. So that is one acquisition. And then, guess what, guys? Ta-da! The Crafty Little Fox. She gets me. I've been eyeballing this fabric for the longest time, and I'm like, I want a bag from her out of that fabric. And I finally caught an update and was able to get it. And she lined it with this really fun diamond, floral, whatever you want to call it, print. And now I can use this because I've shown you guys. I'm so excited. All right. I don't know what I'm going to put in it, but I've got projects planned. I'll tell you. I got projects planned. Maybe I'll put my new Tenya in it. Yes. And then from Lila Styles, Doctor Who. Doctor Who, Doctor Who. It's the TARDIS. And it looks like, I can't remember what the artist is, but I just think this is cool. It's like such a Doctor Who kind of thing to do. The art with the TARDIS. So, there you go. It's very autumnal, which is perfect because that time of year is coming before we know it. And that's all the bags I got. I don't normally go out and buy a ton of bags, but I just couldn't resist those two. And I actually have one more from Lila Styles coming because she was doing a test run of her personalized embroidered bags. So I have one of those coming in the near future, in the next few days probably. So I have a ton of yarn over here. This like ridiculousness right here. So watch out. Here I go telling you about all this yarn. First of all, Perfect Stitch Fiber Company. There's no label on it because I stole it from her stash. No, she said I could have it, but it is from her. Jen dyed it, and I can't remember what it's called, so I'm sorry about that, Jen. But you get full credit. You did this. It's awesome. And this is on her cashmere base, which is super soft. And then I was over in Walla Walla visiting family a couple weekends ago now. Yeah, 2 weekends ago now. And I had to go to Pearl 2, Walla Walla, which is this awesome yarn store. I suggest you go and check it out. But the weekend before I had been there, So Happy Jane had a trunk show there. And I think Kalura Hudson was there too. She's a designer. And so they were there doing their trunk show thing, and there was leftover yarn from So Happy Jane, so I brought some home with me. And this is on the Bouncy fingering base, which is 75-25 superwash merino nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams. And this is the Sassy Ballerina colorway.
Can I have some candy?
Yes, you may. And I set this next to my skein of, oh my gosh, what is it? Those two sisters. The Hey Sister Yarn Co. That's the one I'm thinking of. My skein from Hey Sister Yarn Co. that I showed last time. They're very similar, but just enough different. But at the same time, they look like they could go together, and so they might have to go together in something. I don't know yet. I have another skein of So Happy Jane that I got at Pearl 2, like 6 months ago or something, and I have just not been able to bring myself to use it because it's too pretty. It's very similar to this, but with a blue base instead of a pink base. Which means I might hang on to this for who knows how long, too. Of course, my stash is rather growing. So, right before I went over to Walla Walla, I had ordered from Jen the birthday kit that she had for June, which was her birthday month. So, seriously, the day before I left to go over, and I was hanging out, so I think it was a Thursday, and I was hanging out with Jen all day on Friday. I'm like, I should have just said, save the shipping and let me pick it up when I come. Because she sent me, let them eat cake, plus a couple minis. I don't know if they're supposed to be, this is probably part of the kit, I don't remember. That macaroon that I showed you on my project was part of the kit, and then this little teeny tiny mini is going to go in my blanket. My scrappy blanket. So, anyway, this is on the sparkle base. Her glitz base, which is the silver stellina. So, super pretty. Super soft and squishy, and I love it. And I'm like, I wish I had about 9 sets of hands so that I could knit a bajillion things at the same time. Because I have so much yarn. And then, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I signed up for, ooh, there's the wind again. The Grocery Girls and Hugh Loco July club, whatever you want to call it, Knit Two Together club, I think is what they were calling it. Anyway, so this has officially made its debut on Facebook, so you guys can see it now. And this is the yarn, which is there, labels right side up, which is the Knit Two Together. So you, this is the July, which is called Popsicles and Ponytails. And these colorways that they're doing, they're based on memories from the Grocery Girls from their childhood. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months worth that they're doing as a club. But I just signed up for the July only. So I got this. This is the yarn from Hugh Loco. And then this is the little doodad from the Grocery Girls. So this is obviously a gauge and needle measurement thingamabobber. And it's nice and small, so it'll fit right in one of my notions pouches. I have another one that's much bigger, but I like the size of this one, so that will be nice to have. And then this is one that I went back and forth on about a dozen times. And I would pull open my browser on my desktop computer and it would be there because it like shows, Firefox shows like, you know, recently visited pages if you don't have a specific page set to your home page, which I don't. And so I would see this there and I would look at it, I'm like, I really like it. I really want to go back and get it. Finally, I gave in and did it. And this is Sea of Monsters by Dragon Horde Yarn. And this is based on the book series by Rick Riordan. That's like Greek mythology in modern era based. I don't know if you have ever read any of those. I would recommend their young adult fiction or youth fiction. I'm not sure what you would call it exactly, but my teenage son and I have read all the books and we both really enjoyed them. So that tells you something. Teenage boy and grown-up woman. Am I grown up? Might not be. Anyway, I couldn't resist this one. It's called Sea of Monsters, and this is on her Lore sock base. 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon, and it's 436 yards. So, Dragon Horde Yarn. This is my first purchase from Dragon Horde Yarn. But I've been watching their podcast lately. Her and her mom do a podcast together called The Girls in the Yarn Cafe. And I really enjoy it. So. And then nitpicks. I needed a little bit more yarn for that stupid Doctor Who scarf. Sorry, Sarah. It's stupid, though. It's like, anyway. And they had Felici. So, some Felici hopped in my cart when I went to buy that yarn. So I got this one, which is Mountain Mist. And I got 2 of these because this is a possibility for the guys. And then I also got Seafaring, which is also a possibility for the guys. So I got 2. And because these are 50-gram balls, one single 50-gram ball is enough for me to make a pair of socks out of and have leftovers. So I don't usually bother to buy more than one of something that I only intend on using for myself. But if I'm going to do it for the guys, their giant feet need to. So there's that. So those are the two that I got with guys in mind. And then this is Acrobat, which this one I'm not sure I actually like. It's not quite my colors, but it looked slightly different on the Knit Picks website. So there's that one. And I may or may not keep that one. I may destash that one. And then I got Golden Hour, which I do like. So definitely. And then I got a couple of the tweed that just to make sure, because like you do, you don't if you're close enough to $50, you just go throw some more yarn in your cart. That way you don't have to pay shipping and you get more yarn. There's my tip of the day. And I'm almost done. So, I was at my local yarn store, which is the Black Sheep Yarn Boutique, last Friday. And, yeah. And they were having a sale that day. And I think that was the last day of the sale. 30% off the entire store. So, I was looking around, because 30% off, guys. Yarn gets expensive. And I found Wonderland Yarns. Now, this is only 2 of my 5 skeins of this. This is the Jub Jub Bird colorway. And it's this pretty fuchsia purpley pink color. Now, original price, $25 a skein. It was in the clearance bin for $18.50 a skein, plus 30% off $18.50. I had to get a sweaters quantity, you guys. I had to. And this is sport weight yarn. And I'm so excited. I'm going to be making the Old Romance cardigan out of this by Joji Locatelli. And I'm going to be dyeing, because if you haven't seen the Old Romance cardigan, there's a lace panel that runs down the sleeve in a contrast color. And so I have sport weight yarn in my dyed or my undyed yarn stash that I am going to dye up something to match this. Something speckly and fun. So, to do the lace panel in. And I'm excited. I got an amazing deal. And that is it for my yarn purchases in the last month. Except this one was not a purchase. This was a gift because Jen is awesome. So, ta-da! That's it for acquisitions. Yeah, okay, so shop stuff. Besides the advent calendar, I have, like I said, I had been working on updating my shop. I am still working on that. It's a long process, and life is crazy, so things are taking longer than anticipated to get that up. But I did manage to get my bags into the shop by the end of the month, which it was a kind of a feat to get that done, but I did it. And then right now I'm working on the yarn for the shop, because really I only have a few yarns listed in the shop, and I really should have more. I just need to take better photos and actually set up my listings. So that's what I'm working on right now. Excuse me. Wool flying in the air, making me itch. So I'm trying to get that all worked out, and I need to get some more labels printed. My printer is terrible, so I have to go elsewhere to get my labels printed. And so that is coming, and I am not sure. I mentioned this on Instagram, I believe. I have had to make an adjustment in my prices. As I was going through this last batch of bags, I was really realizing how much effort it takes me to make one bag. These are not simple bags. These are complicated bags. And I have decided that for this style of bag, I will be now charging $45. And then the prices go down from there. The medium and the small are going to be cheaper. But, because I have to, obviously, I cut the fabric out, and then I have to, it's not a matter of slapping this thing together. There are so many steps to getting this thing done that I definitely need to be paying myself more per bag. So, so these, and like the special touches, like the lace zipper, those are a thing. And the binding and the cord locks. And I have a new style of strap. It's cotton webbing like this, but it's natural cotton webbing. This is dyed. And then what I do is I use some of my binding and I put a binding on it so it's a little bit stiffer. And I've added on the pocket part a twill tape, measuring tape, so that's another step. It's like there are many steps. So there are price increases, but I'm trying to keep it within reason, because like this bag was approximately the same price as what I'm charging for my zipper bag. So yes, summer outside, kids and dog playing. So all right, so yeah, shop has been doing well. Every single review I have in my shop is 5-star, which is awesome. Thank you, people who have reviewed. I love it. So I'm, like I said, just working on getting more yarn listed in the shop because I've got lots of colors. I just have been kind of bad about getting them into the shop. So, and then live stuff. So, like I mentioned, I went to Eastern Washington a couple weeks ago. My niece is getting married on September 1st, and her bridal shower was June 30th. Yeah. So, they live over in Walla Walla, and so my drive when I go usually takes me through Yakima. And, Jen of the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company lives near Yakima. Not in Yakima, but near Yakima. So, since we had already decided we were collaborating on this, advent calendar, I decided to let her know that I was coming that way, and she's like, "Ooh, let's get together." So we got together, and then we decided to invite Lacey of the Knitted Cupcake, not the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company. We invited Lacey to join us, and we had a ton of fun. Lacey thought she was coming to knit while Jen and I did some dyeing. That didn't happen, did it, Lacey? No, we roped her into dyeing, and she got to dye her first couple skeins of yarn, and she had fun, and she's like, "Oh, this is kind of addicting." So maybe, she said, maybe when she finishes grad school she'll get into dyeing. But she's going through grad school right now, and it's taking up a lot of time, and I don't blame her for saying no to dyeing for the most part right now. So yeah, it was a super fun, like, I think I was there for about 4 or 5 hours, and we just had a blast. It was so great to hang out with yarny people. I love my other people, but yarny people get me. So, it was great. I had a blast. And then, of course, I continued on my way, and went to my niece's bridal shower and hung out with family, and went to the yarn store in Walla Walla and all sorts of stuff. So it was a good weekend. And then the week following was the 4th of July, which was crazy. The week of the 4th of July, I think that was when I was supposed to do my podcast last, but life was busy. It was too busy for me to even think about doing the podcast. And I was thinking, because the 4th was on a Wednesday, I was thinking, maybe I'll do it on Thursday or Friday. Nope, too busy. And then the weekend, I had my nephew's birthday party, I have two nephews. One whose birthday is the 4th of July and the other one who's like a week later. And they're brothers. And they're less than a year apart because of their birthdays in July. But anyway, they always share a birthday party. So I was at my brother's house in Puyallup for that. And then this week has just been busy between kid. Let's see. When I left Walla Walla, I left my older son over there to hang out with his cousin who's a year older than him for the week. And then my sister and her family came over for the nephew's birthday party and returned my son to me. Plus, her son is over here visiting. He's staying with his grandparents, my brother-in-law's parents. And yeah. And then I did a bunch of yard work on Sunday and wore myself out. Like yesterday, I was almost crying because my legs were so in pain. But today I'm much better. And I got my hair done this morning. And work has been a little slow this week, which is, I think, probably a good thing. But yeah. And then summer, it's just flying by. On Sunday, my younger one goes off to camp for with his tribe camp, and then he comes home for the weekend after that and back off to church camp after that. And then when he gets home from church camp, then my older son goes off to church camp. I'm like, this life is crazy. Summer with kids is crazy. I'm sure most of you know that. So anyway, that's a little bit about my life and what I've been doing, and I'm going to now finish this, go put it to bed for a while. I don't want to edit today. I'm probably going to edit tomorrow, which means you guys won't see this till probably Friday. Whatever. But anyway, I need to finish that silly scarf. That is my plan. I'm going to hang out in the hammock and knit and listen to an audiobook. Yeah. And I have an audience back there that you can't see because he's staying out of shot. So anyway, happy knitting, happy crazy summer. And I will see you guys all again in a couple weeks. Bye.